In today's Style File, how to deal with those dark circles. As it turns out, when it comes to covering them up, most of us are doing it wrong. Studio 5 beauty contributor Megan Moore is here with the inside-out approach to less discoloration and less, what, texture, just volume?
Yeah, a little bit of everything, right? I mean, we definitely are dealing with discoloration, fine lines and wrinkles. We're gonna kind of address both of those today. But I think a lot of people are missing a few key steps, so we're gonna try and fill in the gaps where you're missing.
Now, I've read both sides of the argument, that it's lifestyle, some say it's genetic. Where do you fall?
I think it's definitely both, right? There are genetic factors that we just cannot, do anything about. And if that's the case for you, you may have to go to something more extreme, like more of a cosmetic procedure. But their lifestyle choices and the way we use our makeup can really make a big difference for us.
So when we say there are areas we're going wrong, where does that fall?
Well, I would say probably in your makeup is where you're doing it wrong more than lifestyle, but in the lifestyle side of things and the health side of things, we can always do better, right? We can always improve. So if we really make it a goal to do those things, then we can see a big difference.
So health steps, what are the health steps we should take?
So the biggest thing is gonna be hydration, and that's gonna be actually drinking your water, right? When we are dehydrated, our face, there's no way that our face can feel full because the skin itself is actually contracted down, right? So we really need to focus on great hydration, getting good sleep, less stress, all of the things that we should be doing anyway.
I joke that every New Year's resolution, I pledge to drink more water. I actually don't make New Year's resolutions, but the idea is on the table that I struggle with that when I'm good at it. That's one thing I do notice a difference in my skin.
You do, and so I would say take a before picture, really focus on those 3 things for 30 days and take an after picture because you can't see a difference day after day, but a good 30 days of really doing it, you can see a difference.
It adds up. All right, so once we've taken care of kind of the inside factor, there are some things we can do on an exterior level that you say will make a difference too?
Yep, for sure. So weekly, you want to use some sort of eye patch. It's going to go to work with really concentrated ingredients that we really need. So these ones are my favorite by Freeman, which is it's a brand you can get at Walmart. And this is a really cool technology. It's called micro darts. So if you can see on those little patches, they actually have tiny little bumps, and they're kind of like cones. They look, that packaging makes it look a little scary. But you're
they look like thorns.
Yeah, they look like thorns, but they are designed to kind of deeper penetrate into the skin. And these are full of hyaluronic acid, which we know is the ingredient that's going to plump the skin more than anything else. It's going to pull in the moisture. Now, these aren't ones you wear five minutes. These are at least 2 hours.
Oh, wow.
So you're going to do that once a week, put them on while you're cleaning or whatever, and I wear them even longer than that.
And what's the biggest difference you see? What's the benefit you see?
It really plumps the skin. So the hyaluronic acid, because of the micro darts, can kind of dissolve into that area, and then throughout the rest of the week, it's going to stay plumper because it's gotten all of that moisture from the patch.
So this is a weekly option. What do you think of those daily options? You always see celebrities right before they walk the red carpet or when they're in the beauty chair, they start with those under eye patches on a daily basis. What do you think about those?
You can totally do that. It's going to be more temporary than something like this that's a little bit more elevated. So you can certainly do that. I would recommend that you for sure are using an eye cream at least twice a day. So morning and night. This one I brought by Pixie. It's super affordable. A lot of eye creams are upwards of $100. This one comes in around $20. But this one is a retinol eye cream. So retinol is the ingredient we want for fine lines and wrinkles.
Right.
So the combination of these two things, one is plumping and one is going to help with the fine lines and wrinkles. You're going to see a really great change if you're consistent with it.
And I'd be nervous to put retinol on that tender, kind of more sensitive skin area. Is there a placement to consider?
Yeah, it can go, and this one can go all the way around the eye actually. And because it's meant specifically for the eye, it is a lesser, percentage, and it's going to be safe for that tender skin area.
Okay, so we're kind of going in a progression. I like this from the inside to the outside. Now there are days we have to cover it up.
Right, and that's always going to be the case, right? So when you're going for your makeup, I think a lot of people miss this step, and you really need to layer your concealers. So I like to have 2. The first one is going to cancel out the blueness, and to do that, you're going to need something that is orange, because orange and blue are opposite of each other on the color wheel. So I use this one. It's super affordable by e.l.f. and I go in first and I really focus it on the most blue areas. And then I tap it to blend, but I don't want it to disappear. I just want to soften the edges, but I really want the orange to still stay there.
What's our next layer?
And then our next layer is we're going to go in with our brightening concealer. This is kind of more of the skin tone concealer that we're using used to, and we're gonna layer that over the top of the orange. So now we've kind of created a halfway point.
Okay.
We took our first step, and now we're taking our second step. And this one is gonna go all over the whole area. I go all the way to my cheekbones and down to my nose. This is going to brighten that whole area so that light reflects upwards onto our eyes, which really helps to cancel out the blue.
This is fascinating.
And then I also like to take my concealer onto my lid itself, because our eyelids have a lot of purple, kind of those little veins too.
True.
So if we can lighten the entire area over the top as well, it really goes a long way to making the whole eye look brighter.
Would that replace like a primer, like an eyeshadow primer?
Exactly.
Okay.
And so then you can just put your eyeshadow right over the top of it, and it's going to stick to that concealer.
Okay.
So you can really see a big difference there when we're illuminating, but we've taken that middle step to
I was watching in fascination. Okay.
Yeah, so we need that middle step that a lot of people are missing. And like I said, I love this one by e.l.f. It comes in a darker tone for darker skin tones, and a lighter one, and then kind of your brightening skin tone concealer. And both of these are super affordable. You don't need to spend a ton of money, but the technique really makes a difference.
Yeah, and the formulation too, you want it, like you said, those light layers so we're not caking it on.
Yes.
Do you set that? Do you press that with a powder?
I do. I like to set all concealer with a little bit of powder just to keep it in place.
Yeah.
So it's totally up to you. If you like a dewier look, you wouldn't have to set it. If you like to be a little bit more matte, then you can set it after.
I love the idea of the layer. I mean, when you say reach for orange, everyone's like, huh? But it makes sense that it would counter that blue and then brighten on top.
Yeah, we just need a halfway point before we get all the way to the bright color.
I like it. These are the kind of makeup tips and scoops that you will get from the Beauty Snoop, as Megan's known online. Where can we connect?
Come see me on Instagram at Beauty Snoop, or on my blog, thebeautysnoop.com.
You have fun in summer too. I like that.
Oh, yeah.
You play with the lighter colors and the lighter face.
Gotta keep things fun,
It going. All right, we'll post links to all of Megan's platforms, her website and her Instagram, and our website too, if you want an easy click